Hi everybody, I'm Paul Gibbons. I'm a member of the board of the English Bridge Union, and I'm here to show you how you can run a gentle duplicate alongside your normal pairs session. You may have seen a video by Jonathan Lillycrop showing you how you can do this with an appendix movement, and that's the simpler way of doing it, but you can only do it for one or two tables, and only if you're playing a Howell or possibly a Share and Relay Mitchell, so that you have some spare boards to go on the appendix table. But it does have the big advantage that you don't need to do anything special with your bridge mates, and you just need to have your normal set of boards. So if you've only got the one or two tables, then that may be the best approach for running your gentle duplicate. But if you've got in your gentle duplicate, three or more tables, or you're running a standard Mitchell's where there aren't any spare boards to go on the relay table, then I'm going to describe a way in which you can run your gentle duplicate. There are two things that you need to do. You need to have a separate set of boards for the gentle duplicate, which may be a copy of the same boards that you're playing in the main duplicate. That works out well because the players in the gentle duplicate can compare what they did with what the players in the normal duplicate did. But it's not essential, but you do need a complete set of boards for the gentle duplicate. You'll also need to do something to some of your bridge mates to change them. And then you'll be able to score the two events with your normal scoring program. And I'm going to go through those various stages, starting with what you need to do to your bridge mates.
Okay, so here's what you need to do with your bridge mate. If you've got, say, as I said, you save 10 bridge mates for your main event, and you can set your other ones up for your gentle duplicate. So if I press OK here, we can say that this bridge mate is set up for section A, table 12. And what we're going to do is we're going to change it to section B, table 2. So here we go. OK, table not yet activated. We go one more time, and then there's a thing here that says setup. So we'll take that, and it wants a setup pin. On this one, yours may not be set up to need a pin, but if they are, the pin is 749. That's the same on every bridge mate in the world. And here we are, we've got section A, and we want to go to section B, so we're going to press the plus key, and that's come to section B, and then we're going to press the down key to come to the table number, and we could just press cancel and type in the new table number, or we can press minus and it'll go down like that. I'll just press cancel. We want this to be B2, so I can press 2. I can now press OK, and it's back. It's OK to start, as you can see. I press OK, and now we've got our bridge mate is section B, table 2. And so you want a few of your bridge mates at section B, tables 1, 2, 3, etc. Anyway, that's how you set up your bridge mate.
Right, so now that we've got our bridge mates set up, we need to look at how we use the scoring program to score our two separate events. And I'm using club pairs here. You can do everything that I'm going to do now with EBU Score. EBU Score is an amazingly powerful program that can do many different things, but it does have a lot of different options in them, and you would have to take more steps in order to do what I'm going to do now in club pairs, which has been designed to make all the things that you might want to do in your local club as far as scoring goes as easy as possible. And one of those things is running a gentle duplicate alongside your normal pairs event. And so I'm going to show you in club pairs how you can do that. If there's a demand for it, we can do a similar video with EBU Score. But I would urge you to give club pairs a try in your club. I think you'll find that it actually will make the process much simpler. You could probably get more people to volunteer to score, etc. But here we go with club pairs. So we're going to start the menu with pairs events, and I expect that normally if you do use club pairs, you just come down here and click create event, and you get this message, create a single session pairs event with one section, and you just click yes and carry on. But that's not what we're going to do here. There's this box here that you probably never touch, where it says how many sections you have in each of your sessions. And of course, well, average club, you just have, it's a single session, but now we're going to just have our one section of our Friday pairs. We're going to have two sections. And now when we click create event, it says create a single session pairs event with two sections, and that's what we're going to do. So we can click yes now, and we get to this screen where we have a few various options, these things that you will have seen before, but we have now see that we have in our session one, two sections, A and B, which may not be particularly useful, but we can rename them. So we can rename that section A as our normal Friday pairs, and we can rename section B as our gentle duplicate. Right. I do want to draw your attention to this box here in section scoring, which I'm not going to check now, but you normally will be checking. But I'm not going to do it now because I want to be able to show you the effect of checking it. And the next thing that I want to draw your attention to is this import deal. You can only import one deal file into here for both sections. So the ideal thing is that you have a dealing machine and that you deal two copies of the boards, one for your ordinary pairs event and one for your gentle duplicate. And the people in the gentle duplicate will play the same boards as are being played in your Friday pairs or whatever it's called, and they'll be able to compare how they did with how the people in the ordinary pairs event did. If you can't do that, if you haven't got a dealing machine, you won't have a deal file and you won't be putting that in here, and you won't be having the bridge mates check the opening leads. But the ideal solution is that you have two identical copies of the board sets, and you import that deal into there, and it'll be used in both sections. So that's what we have to do here. Click OK. Here we are back, and now we want to set the movement. And this screen probably looks familiar, except just little bits on the right-hand side. You'll see we've got the two sections, and at the moment they're both unset. So we'll start here with the Friday pairs, and this is the one we're doing, is the one that shows in this box on the top right. And we'll assume you've got 8 tables and that you're going to play a Share and Relay Mitchell. And instead of clicking the OK button down here at the bottom, you click this one, the Save Movement for Session 1, Section Friday Pairs. And you'll get this normal screen that you're probably familiar with to confirm that's the movement you want. And you click yes, but that doesn't take you away from this screen because we still haven't done the gentle duplicate. So you have to change the section we're doing by clicking on this down arrow, and we can choose the gentle duplicate. Clearly, you could actually have 3, 4, 5, 6 sections, but you're not going to do that. And now we need to set the movement for that. And we'll assume that you're going to have 3 tables in your gentle duplicate, and you'll have 5 rounds, the full howl. But we don't expect our newer players to manage to play 25 boards. So we can reduce it to 4 board rounds and play 20 boards in total. And we can save that movement for section 1, the gentle duplicate. And that will tell us all that. And we can click yes, and we can click OK. And that will bring us back here. And now all these normal buttons are enabled. And we can go to now, as you normally would, BridgeMate scoring. And you'll see it's all set up here for the Friday pairs and the gentle duplicate with their different numbers of tables, different numbers of rounds, etc. So that's all set up, ready to go. And you can just do all the normal things that you would do with your BridgeMates. You can obviously set BCS options if you want, but normally they're the same as you use every week. There's no reason to change them. You can create the database and launch BCS, and you'll get that normal message. And you'll now see that we've got 8 tables in section A, 3 tables in section B. The BridgeMate will always use sections A, B, C, etc., even though you've renamed them within the scoring program. So the BridgeMates are all there. The BridgeMates are there. People can type in their EBU numbers, and we can start playing and do scoring in all the normal way. But you'll excuse me if I just pause the video for a moment so you don't see me entering all the scores in the BridgeMates, and then we'll come back and see what happens at the end. Right, so here we are. All the scores have come in from both the Friday pairs and the gentle duplicate. They've all been entered. But obviously down here I've got, because I've just been random scores, I've got lots of things noted up here as suspicious scores, but we can ignore that because we're just we just enter any old scores. So BridgeMate, we finished BridgeMate scoring. We can return, and now we can go to the reports. And let's display the ranks. Here we are, and here we see that somebody with played 20 boards in the gentle duplicate is top, and then there are the people who played in the main event 24 boards and 20, so they're all mixed up together. So the 2 sections have been combined in the scores here, but that's probably not what you want. So that's where that box which I showed you at the beginning comes into play. If I return from here and we come back to the details, if we check the in-section scoring, click OK, and now come to reports and display the ranks. We have here separate north, south and east, west ranks for our Friday pairs playing a Mitchell, and then the gentle duplicate with its 6 pairs playing a Howell, and you can see the score, and we can see that somebody had the wrong number put in, which we would sort out. So there you have your 2 separate events, and they're separately scored. So I think you would always be checking that in-section scoring box from the beginning so that you get the 2 separate sets of results, because they're really 2 separate events. It's not quite like the appendix tables that we saw in Jonathan's video. So that's how you do it. You get the separate events, and you can produce all the other reports here separately for the 2 sections, or you can produce a report for a single section. There's lots of different things you can do. And of course, you can also do all the internet functions. You can upload it to your website and upload it to the EBU. I'm not going to do that here. I don't want to write it to a club website or upload things to the EBU, which aren't actually the case, but you can just do those in the normal way. And so that's the way in which you can run your gentle duplicate alongside your Friday pairs. The two different movements, if they move at different times, maybe you want to appoint somebody as in the gentle duplicate, one of them, maybe there's somebody more experienced who can tell everybody to move. Otherwise, the director's got to keep an eye on it and tell them when to move when they've finished their rounds. But apart from that, everything can carry on as is, and at the end you get those two separate scores and you've run them alongside each other. I hope you found that interesting, and will help you do it. Please don't hesitate to ask the EBU if you've got need any more information. And I hope you found this video useful, and that good luck in bringing more moving players from the classroom to the club room. Thank you for watching.